Everybody. So I'm going to start prepping today for the Inktober challenge. And I usually plan a more elaborate project, but this year I don't have too much plans actually at all in my head. I'm going to see what happens and unfolds. And I decided this year to work in a journal. So I have here a Ranger journal, really nice thick pages here for mixed media. It's a square journal, this one happens to be. And I'm going to use both pages here. I'm also going to use golden high flow acrylics for some color. And today I'm going to be working on the undercoating here, the base, and I have a light red and I have a light yellow. So those two together will wind up having orange tones, as well as a white that will lighten these colors up, maybe make some peaches as well. So I'm going to be using those. I'm going to shake those up while the caps are closed. I have shaken them and they have not been closed, and that's been quite a mess. Sometimes I just have to take my nail and pop off any dried ink that might be on top. So that's what I'm doing right now. And you can apply this with paintbrushes. You can pre-mix the colors. You can mix right on here. A lot of this is going to get covered up, so I'm not going to be too fussy. I have some sponge brushes here and water on the side to soak them in afterwards. They're stained, but the color won't come off. It is dry and used quite often. And I don't know, we'll see. I'm not sure yet. Once I get started, there's some color from a previous page on here. That's fine. I do have some paper towels between the pages to eliminate some mess. Again, not super concerned. And I don't really want these to be super bright. So I will be adding quite a bit of white in here as well. So I'm going to squeeze some yellow down. And the red's stronger, so I'll add less red and maybe some white around. And I'm going to start by mixing. And the best thing is that if I don't like what I get, it can dry and I can paint over it. Can even, as I'm working, add a little bit more color to change things up. So you can see I'm getting kind of a peachy color. And I do want a flat surface because I'm going to be drawing over this. So I don't want texture. So anything I have, I'm going to make sure is nice and smooth. Get some bubbles from the ink. So just kind of smoothing those out as well. So I added a little bit more white because I wanted a little more peach up here. And I like having some texture. And I add a little bit more red down here. Sometimes I swirl my brush. Sometimes I will push it. And if you find that your brush has too much pigment, you can always get a new one. And in the background, if you hear some noise, I have my feather baby with me, Monet. So throughout this, probably not today, but throughout this, I will wind up introducing you to Monet, unless you already know her. And I'm kind of working and chipping away at little areas at a time. Again, just a little bit there. Dries fairly quick. And I'm not going to stay just on that page. I'm going to bring it over. You could just use one page. But since we have the whole month and I'm going to be working with 31 different Zentangle patterns for this, I'm going to take advantage of using both sides of this paper. I like how this kind of looks, this feathery look, but I want to bring it over a little bit more. Add some more white and yellow and red. And see where some of my drip marks were. Maybe here I'll make it a little bit lighter. These are colors that I probably wouldn't have chosen in the past, but recently I've been really enjoying them. And again, I like not having it totally smooth. That little texture in there is nice. I'm going to leave that little area. And again, I mean, I even wind up seeing it at the end because I'll be adding different layers of things in here. But I do like how this texture is looking. And I'm going to add a bit of white and yellow, like kind of like a burst of light coming through. Okay. If I wanted to go back in and add more, I definitely could. But I like the variety in here. I like the texture. The side's a little bit more smooth, but it's pretty cool. Sometimes I don't even want to cover this up because I enjoy how this looks so much. All right, so I'm gonna let this dry. This is gonna be my background and the start of my work area for this year's Inktober for 2024.